No, so I'm obviously the accent. If you can't understand some of the things that I say, please shout out and say, "Don't get you, Billy." Got a funny accent. I am. Matt, here we go. Cheers. Marty keeps calling me English. Honestly, he can't insult me anymore. So I am 100% Scottish, but my mother was born in Philadelphia. That's interesting. So my background, really quickly, started my career at Everton, moved to Celtic, came down and played in the lower leagues in England. I played 500 professional appearances, scored top of the world, etc. So I got into coaching. I've coached for I think something like 21, 22 years. Listen to the range there, so I have started. I do my job at the minute is from 18 days to 9. I oversee the whole thing. But I have coached at 16, 15, 14. I've coached youth football, I've coached reserve football, and I have, on occasions, I've been the manager of Hull City, what we call a caretaker manager, 3 times. So some of the things we're going to implement that I show you tonight are only our philosophies and our beliefs. They're not the answer. Honestly, there is no answer for me. But these are the things. This is what we do with our kids. These are the things we're trying to do. Neil's going to do the presentation with you. Anything you want to shout out, holler, ask, please do. You know, the more we question, the more we find out. There are no secrets. Some of the drills you'll see can be used with under 10 boys. Somebody would say to me, "Would you do this with the first team?" I go, absolutely. The only difference is they're done at a different pace, a different tempo. So what we're trying to get the kids. Over in England, it's changing at the minute. It's changing the whole format, it's changing the academy status and different things. You've got Chelsea, teams like that, they'll spend something in the region of £5-6 million a year on youth development. And you're like, suppose we'll spend half a million. Our staff's about, myself, nearly 6 of us full time. The bigger clubs are 30 full time youth staff. But I was going to say, they'll spend money, they recruit abroad, they'll go in, Chelsea will go out and recruit, Manchester United recruit from abroad, we'll always mainly recruit locally, which Neil talked about. But as I said to you, no secret from us. Anything you want to say, Neil?
No, just I'm panicking because the computer wasn't working, so I think I'm alright now. No, just a very brief background on me. Matty linked me to Roy Keane, which I'm very grateful for, Matty, but the only link is the testimonial link, that was it, I promise you. It was through default. I got injured, so I had to. Well, I didn't have to have them, but they awarded me one because of that. But thank you very much. But no, my background, say, it's a bit different to Billy's in terms of where I started. At 16, my dad was doing Billy's job, and Billy knew my dad doing the same job at the same time. He didn't take me on at 16. It was deemed, quite rightly so at the time, that physically I was underdeveloped. I was a late developer. I was one of the smallest in my group, even though I'll explain the birthdays if you want me to, but I won't. I was a November birth and quite old in my age group. As a British, we go from September to the 1st, August to 31st, where you go January, don't you? So I was old in my age group. Is that wrong, or do you go September as well?
August.
Are you August, or are you the same as us? The same as us. It's only, so we're the same as Europe. The whole of Europe have changed, apart from us and Europe. So at that age, I wasn't taking on a scholarship. I became an electrician. So for 4 or 5 years, I can't remember what it was, at 20 at the time. I trained as a Sparky, got qualified at 21. I still play football, soccer, don't get me wrong, and I got picked up at 21 and signed for Hull. And touch wood, I'm still there. Hopefully still going to when we get back. We're there for never know as it is, but in football you do never know. But I mean, as Billy's saying, we've spent the last 3 days here coaching with the kids. They've been great lads. Sorry. That's it, done. No, you can't. It's Marissa. This is my assistant coach. Sorry, I'm her assistant coach. So the last 3 days we've been coaching with the lads. They've been great effort, great determination. But there have been a few things that, in terms of thought pattern that we've had to work a bit harder on that we might have, normally done anyway, might have perhaps expected to, which is no slant on, and it's been going on whatsoever. The drills you're going to see tonight in the presentation is only our thoughts. We sat where you are, where people are sat in front of me and Billy, far more experienced, working for the FA, and we sit there and we go, come on then, tell us something different. As Marty said, Marty came over to us, there was no eureka moment. You're not going to get any eureka moment tonight. The drills, Logan's not here, is he? Is Logan here? Logan's been here tonight, and some of the other coaches have been here as well, and we said, have you seen that before? It's always been, we do something like that, but that's just maybe a little bit different. Oh, and we go, all right, well, what? They go, we do this. All right, that's interesting. So maybe we go, oh, we'll have a bit of that. So we implement that as well. So, as I said, we sit there and we listen to people talking, and we sit there and we go, come on. But then we make one thing that we go, I love that. And then we walk away and we've improved ourselves as coaches, and we learn more, that kind of stuff. So please don't, we're not here to preach, we're just here to tell you what we do. We're going to show you some drills. There's going to be loads of times for questions. We'll get on the pace, but obviously we've got a bit of a presentation and we'll get on there. So the quicker we get going, the better. So hopefully this works. And at least
5 minutes.
We'll kill the lights. So just a little bit that you've seen on telly, that's our stadium. That's where we are, that's the main stadium. It's fairly new, it's 25,000 seater. It's obviously hosted Premiership games, and it's a shared stadium with a rugby share as well. So that is our motto. I mean, it's, I don't need to say anything, we don't need to say more than that. It speaks for itself. You ain't going to achieve anything, be it in, out there, working wherever, at college, university. It's the same principle in football as well as sport. You get nothing out of it, whatever you don't put it in, you don't get out of it. So just, that says Hull, that white circle says Hull, but quickly on the, we can drive, it takes 10 hours to drive the length of the country, maybe less than that, depends how fast you're driving, you can go quite fast over there. Our recruitment area, we can only sign kids from 9 to 12, an hour travel distance. So that's an hour from Hull, so coming from us wise is about there. An hour and a half goes into there. And obviously this blue thing here is the sea. So we are fairly limited in our structure. For those that might have been to Yorkshire, it's the biggest county in Britain.
6 million people in Yorkshire.
It's there.
750 people, 1,000 people, sorry, in Hull.
Oh, you're right. And but a lot of farmlands, a lot of agriculture, hills and that kind of stuff. So we are competing with, in West Yorkshire, North Yorkshire, South Yorkshire. North Yorkshire just hills and fields. A couple of Middlesbrough play there. But there's a lot of professional clubs in that area. So it's vital that we develop our own and make sure that we've got the best players that we have locally, and we keep all of them and we develop our own players. We'll go recruit from out the area. We get kids from Ireland. We've been slightly, when we got in the Premier League, I wouldn't say slightly, we got pressed down the line of going for European kids, which we were against, but let's just say we did. We went with it. We didn't sign anyone, nobody came to us any better. In fact, they were nowhere near as good as the kids we've got. So that's a little bit of brief background on that. As it says there, just repeating the subs there, under 17, we go national, international, obviously work permit and visas with countries like yourself will be an issue, but we do take kids from European countries, which Southern Ireland is a European country, so we do sign quite a few from there. Northern Ireland is Britain, but we have to pay compensation for the kids, and the FIFA rules at the moment are, depending on what status the club we're buying from is, or we're signing from, it might be up to €90,000 per season from the under 12, so you're talking 360 potentially, but we never pay that. We might go, look, here's 50 pence, and if he gets in the first team, we'll give you £2 kind of thing. But a bit bigger figures, but nothing like 360. So we try and negotiate the best we can. So as I say, the surrounding areas are swamped with pro teams. Swamped them. So this is something that you might look at, you may would possibly disagree with. But this is European conceptions about the English football. And an English footballer, sorry, that should be, the footballer should be across on the right hand side there. So that's what the Dutch, for example, we had a meeting with the Dutch staff from Excelsior, and it was generally agreed that was their conception of our play. High tempo, high press, there's not much time on the ball, it's fairly long ball, it's great to watch, it's passionate, the fans, they're into it, it gets a look over the top sometimes, just the culture, the background. People want to see, they want to see excitement. We've had some games come to the KC in the Premiership, and it's been, we've been winning 2-0. We've won the game nearly, maybe 10 minutes to go, and we just keep possession. We're seeing the game now, we're being professional. So tactically, it's different to the European games, obviously. The conceptions of footballer, in themselves, they're athletic, tactically, they're poor, technically the ball, again, not our thoughts, the European thoughts. Rigid in positional play, they're aggressive, hard-working, and no great thought, and predictable in the play. Now, you may be looking at that going, are we talking about the right country? Because you see, obviously, English football, EPL on ESPN or whatever, Channel Fox here you have, and you watch it and you see, I know sometimes you see the full matches, don't you? But is it majority highlights or?
Oh no, we get the full
You
matches
get
all the time. Oh yeah.
Right. Well, we've been fortunate to see it close up, and there's been some poor games in the Premier League. What we get carried away with at home is people watch Match of the Day, that's your highlight program if you like, and they show the best bits. So it looks like it's not, wow, but it ain't all like that. So the foreign influence has improved the game obviously, but that is the general conception from the European point of view about our English game. Again, positionally, tactically, we're often familiar with this formation obviously, but it's like that's England or Britain. No, we're not English, but we work in England. So that's England. They play 4-4-2. Traditionally 4-4-2 or 4-3-3. It's fairly sort of bog standard. When we talked to the kids like this the other day, I used to play not very well by the way, but one of these I was left-footed, I could run a bit, so I played one of those three positions. If I played there in the old Hull City days, I wasn't allowed to pass the ball to him, which you might find strange. And if I was playing there, obviously I wasn't allowed to receive the ball from him. If I played there, I had to kick the ball over there. And believe it or not, if it went out for a throw-in, it was one of the better passes I could have played. So, and if you didn't do it, you didn't play. So, you did it against all your beliefs, but you want to stay in the team, so you did it. That wasn't, by the way, that's not saying that across the board happened, but that's just my experience, slight experience. We played, when we got higher up the pitch, we played football, but from playing out from the back point of view, it was like, no, we're going to take no risks, and we're going to get the ball forward, and play in that area. Now, it had limited success. We just missed out in the playoffs in Division 1 as it is now. I think we finished 9th or 8th or 9th, so we got so far, but not enough craft maybe to get that next step. Again, then I'm saying, we do teach our teams from under 12 to 15 these formations, teach them the basics. But as it says there, the coaches are encouraged to change players positionally to obviously teach them. So our kids will rotate positions.
Would you do that here?
Yes.
Yeah. You always rotate.
We hope our players can play multiple positions at multiple times.
Yeah, same stuff. This is again a formation that Billy's the head coach, I'm the assistant coach. Billy sat down with me one day, right, what formation, I spoke with the kids, sorry Billy, didn't you? But what formation we're going to play this season in 2009 to 2010. And because of personnel, I came up with this. And I sat there and went, well, how's that going to work then?
I didn't know.
Billy went, I don't know. So
looks good.
I think.
Can I explain that to you really quickly? I know it's time consuming. I put this on the floor and I got the boys round and said, this is how the opposition are going to play on Saturday. And they went, whoa, and I said, who marks him, who marks him, who marks him? They went, well, we don't know. To cut a long story short, I said, no, they're not going to play, we're going to play it. And this is why we're going to play it. I said, what position do you like playing best? And he said, well, I like to play like kind of right centre back to right back. I said, that's okay, that's you. I like to be a whole midfield player, I like to be, I like to be a winger, but I like to come in off the line, I like to be, I said, that's it. So the actual system was actually there to suit my players, because what happens a lot in football is, I think, my humble opinion, the coach is going, I play 4-4-2, and you've got the kid there and you're going, no, I know you like to play inside of it, but you're playing the wing because I play 4-4-2. And I was saying, no, you've got to have the players to sit and fit the system. So I would always try and encourage, I look at the team, I look at the players I've got left on a Wednesday, for example, and I'll think, okay, hold on a minute. Well, thing he's injured, so don't really, let's play 4-3-3 this weekend. And I'll always change. And then when we've got the full shebang of the complement of players, if we've taught the youth team, we've taught maybe 3 systems during the year, we might change the system during the game. We wouldn't do a lot, but sometimes we'll start 4-3-3, let's go 4-4-2. Yeah, let's go 3. That's what we do, that's our belief. And the same as yourself, to be able to play anywhere on the pitch. interesting that. My first coaches meeting with the coaches at Hull City, sitting down with this, I said, what we're going to do, you'll see in a minute really quickly, we're going to play out from the back, and we're going to get it, and the centre back's going to get the ball, he's going to play. And one of the coaches who is, I would say every bit, if not more experienced than me as a player,
600 games.
600 games played, he's sitting there and they went, what, you're going to have the centre backs play? They don't do that in Division 1. And I said, so we're going to stay in Division 1, so this 8-year-old kid. I said, what happens if we end up in the Premiership? And honestly, they laughed, because we were on our knees, Hull City, down here with no money. What happens if we end up, and you'll see a shot in a couple of minutes of one of the kids who was then about 8 years old, who ends up playing in the Premiership 10 years later. Yeah. And he was playing against Torres, by the way. They got beat, not trying to glorify it. And he had a bit of a bad centre half playing alongside him. But the greatest thing for me, that sort of utopia for me was, yeah, he reached the Premiership. His passing stats were the best on his game. You mean he hadn't given the ball away because he'd been brought up to keep the ball and pass it. The other centre half was a Sonko. He gave the ball away for fun. So talk too much. Yeah.
Just always saying is so we try and be a bit more flexible in formations. Say, I understand it now, but it took me a bit of time to go. Whoa. So I mean, I'll add to the 16s at the club. But Billy was both taken together, but I'm perhaps more involved in 16s than Billy is. And we play 4-6. Our formation is 4-6. We basically play the back four. Full-backs are encouraged to go and trot on and play where they should at the right time. If the ball's on the other side of the pitch, they expect the left back to go and join in. More than expect maybe him to go on, but expect him to top around a little bit. And all we ask of the other four is to move in the right place at the right time, try and bounce off each other, try and balance off each other. If they see the guy coming out on the left wing, the other midfielder's got to realise, well, I better just sit here. If they see the left winger coming in off his shape and into that position there, then we expect him to move accordingly as well. Yeah, all we ever ask is for 2 strikers to play up front, to have 4 in midfield, in the right position, right time. But when we defend, it's 2 banks of 4, and it's 4-4-2. And it might well be that the strikers come back and he's got to play right midfield or set midfield for a bit. So we're giving them a load of freedom and flexibility. And you're going to see another little bit. It's not about results, but they've not been beaten and they've played some actually sounds daft. We're trying to get them beat this season. We haven't. We've tried to extend them as much as we can. Now 16s, we think they're a good group.
We've tried to. The other side, Neil was saying, we've tried to make sure they get beat. You know, I'd be happier if the under 16 squad had taken a couple of, what's the word over here, Marty Hammerings. You know, if they lost 5-0, I'd be happy. I want them to lose. Is everybody happy with that?
Does anyone disagree on the comments on that? Or
No, we've all met 15-year-olds. We agree.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the reason. Because they think they'll be good. What happens is they go home and Dad tells them, "Oh, you're the best. You're the best." They go, so they come to us and we go, right, come on in, let's practice. I'm the best. They're not the best. You know, Messi's the best. That's what it is. So you know, if you make sure it humbles them, brings them back down to earth. You know, I had one of the games I had one time was a game for points. Marty laughed at this. You wouldn't do this, would you? We're playing for points. And Neil wasn't the coach with me, and we were getting beat 2-0. He said, "Billy, just change the system." I said, "No." I said, "Let them suffer. Just let them suffer. It's not going to kill my ego. I'm big enough to lose one game. Who cares that 10 years ago we lost 5-0 to so and so? Who cares?" But they'll remember it. And I had more to work on during the week, and I had more platform to build. And I went coaching. I could say, "Hey, no, you didn't do that Saturday. Didn't do that Saturday. Didn't do that Saturday." That's why I did it.
I say we try and expose them to getting, to test them, because we'll learn more when we lose. A win will smooth over loads of cracks, so you might have won 2-0, and you scrape through, and everyone sort of like goes, "Yeah, well done lads, you walk off a goal." So if you just go, you win 2-0 and walk away, they don't learn. So
Marty asked me to mention this one. We went to Holland, we played PSV 6-7 years ago. PSV under 14-15. Took our kids. We won 6-1-5, 2 games, 6-1-5 against PSV, the Dutch, the top, the top. Beat them. Came back with same as yourself, up all the lads the same as you, sat down, had a couple of beers. I said, "How do you think we did?" He went, "Yeah, we did well." I said, "They beat us." He went, "What?" I said, "They beat us." I said, "What do you mean? We won." I said, "No, we scored more goals than them today, but they beat us." they passed it, they were technically better, and as they get progressions, get the older age group, they'll beat us. They'll always beat us. All we had was a big fast lad up front, you know, big kick, their kids small, boom, in we go, we scored. We had no real thought process. Their kids were thinking, they were bringing the kids up to think some of the stuff you're going to hear tonight, angles, movement, thing, you know, and they got so far and they went quite quick enough. And we had a couple of powerful kids at the back, and it came at the back again, poof, and we scored again. And that's why we can't win the World Cup. Well, Scotland can't, but then they can't win.
Hopefully they won't, because they'll be the last of it. So this is our philosophy of the club. This is all what we're here just to explain what we do. We're not really too long. So the focal part centre, it's the individual plays the focal part centre. We're not governed by results, but we don't play in any leagues, with no trophies to win, with nothing like that. There's no results published, no man of the match, no top goal scorer. But we've always said if the players don't want to win, then we have a problem. But at the same time, we want to win, playing the way we try and play, and conducting themselves well on the pitch with sportsmanship and respect for officials and opposition teammates. And if we say if that doesn't happen, it don't really count. So we want all three of them things. That we want to win, kids want to win, but do it the right way, do it our way. That's what we ask them. So the coaching philosophy again, I could read all this stuff to you. I mean, you discussed it, Matty. That's what we do. Hands-off approach, wanting to think. We try the sessions you're going to see tonight. Hopefully, try and make the players. We do too much of that at the moment. Hopefully, the players have got to think. They've got to be creative in the thought pan. Make as opposed to you might hear us perhaps a little bit more vocal tonight than we would normally be at home. But the lads are doing the sessions and they're getting used to them. They're fairly new to them, and it's been challenging, Matty, hasn't it, for the lads? They're doing great, but it's been challenging for them. So we're having to do a little bit more. But at home we'd go, because the boys are ingrained in it, on you go, we'll do this session now, we might just instruct a little bit of points every now and then. Relative information, not too much talking, doing too much. We encourage loads of practice away, we tell them, so much practice away from this has got to take place. And we're open-minded to new ideas from whoever it might be.
This on here, from the coach's point of view, would be not so much during training, but during match day. So we wouldn't talk that much. The reason being, for Neil and myself, I've got them 5 days a week. You coach. If I'm still telling on a Saturday, my analogy would be if you're a carpenter and you're an apprentice and somebody's showing you how to fit a door, hang a door, and 5 months later, it's going, put the screws in! That's not what happens, is it? So, that's the way I think. Why you should pass it, Because I think a lot of coaches become commentators. You know what I mean? And by commentating, they don't let the kids think. And the kids are half looking towards you. I'm not saying don't go, tuck back a bit, come round. But if you try to tell where to pass and where to play, you've got a problem.
Playing the game.
Can you explain the second to last one? I'm sorry. The encourage practice away from the center.
Yeah, so
the training,
the
technique. Away from the center. Oh, I see.
Yeah, sorry.
We've got a centre of
Yeah, we're called centre. Yeah, our centre is our training ground.
This is for our coaches. We're just
Facility.
Yeah, facility. Yeah. Coaching DNA. We've tried to come through again a lot of it repeats itself in the philosophy, but it's the same ideas. Technical sessions work on both feet, so we ask our coaches to do this. There's 2 coaches per age group. That's what we have in our 9s to 16s. Hands-off approach. We'll let the session do the talking if you like. Split the session, so we try and go technical session here, maybe a bit more tactical session here with small groups. Doesn't always work. Once we don't do it, or they don't do it, or we don't do it enough.
Is this something that we get as a handout, or is it protect information? Because I'm trying to scribble down notes. And
I have it all, Marcus.
Do you have it?
Probably should have said that
We'll
earlier.
give you
They're going to give it to me on
Yeah,
the
I'm trying to
fast
scribble
call.
in every word.
But
Marcus, you got to keep up, man.
Well, we split it
Did you
up.
say-
My wife's doing one half, I'm doing the other half. We're keeping up.
Yeah.
No, we'll gladly.
Appreciate it.
No.
This is a consequence of mistakes. We absolutely batter them with a big stick and we dump it in here. Well, this one here, this is the one that for the 3 days we've had here, Marty. I think that's one that Kim, your wife, said, and somebody else said, as Andy said. It's a lot of attention to detail. Maybe we get a little bit more. We are professional football club, no disrespect to anyone, but we are professional, so we're going to find the detail.
Yeah, so again, I could read through it all, but you're going to get this, and that's just our coaching DNA.
That's the only try, you know, if the kids are going to aspire to, this was probably done when the Premiership. If the kids are aspiring to play in the Premiership, it's probably the toughest playground in the world, you know. Of the boys we've taken, just quick, let you know where we are, we take maybe 8 boys a year, so we have 16 to 18 squad all the time. 98% of them do not get, and that's not just our club, that's Arsenal, Manchester United, everybody. 98% of the apprentices do not become, they might get professional for 1 or 2 years, but they don't stay, they'll get career professional.
Why are you late? Where have you been?
She
Been sunbathing.
knows all the answers. She knows all the answers.
Can you talk a little bit about the toughest playground in the world? Just explain that a little bit.
Well, you know, it's football, you play in the playground, but when you get into the big Premiership, you're going to the toughest, it's the hardest. You know, you look at it, somebody, you go, I could handle that, but no, you're in with the big boys. You know what do you have here? You have junior school, middle school, high school, then you're getting the biggest, that's what it is, NFL, it's a big playground, and it's the top, the big men up there. You've got to be ready, physically, mentally, it's not a dawn.
I mean, we although we work for Hull City, you know, we say we hopefully we're joking.
But maybe not.
We might not be, but we try and get the kids. We want to play Hull City. That's our job. But we want to go play for the national country. We want to go play for England. We want to produce England players. If we just set up for Hull City, again, as Billy saying, the guy 10 years ago said, "What do you want to pass the ball at back for?" Like, no. Well, we try and make the kids in our best abilities, whatever we've got. We try and get the kids the best that they can. Otherwise, I don't think we do the best for them.
We've cheated. We've got a few boys. When I first went there, not about me, it's about our coaching staff, our philosophy. We've now got about, what, 6, 7, 8 boys all representing us, international representing England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales,
Yeah, Wales.
Northern Ireland.
So, just quickly on the coaches, the level 3s, level 1, 2, 3, 4, we're level 4, and we've got a minimum level 3 to work within the centre. I don't quite know how the system works here, but I imagine there's a similar sort of pyramid to go up, that you start at, you know, your qualifications and go through it. Not everyone's got any licensed coach, that's level 4. It ain't cheap to get it, and there's no guarantee you're going to get it either. It's easy to say once you've got it, I suppose, but we're fortunate to have it. But we know a lot of people have failed it. And again, we're encouraged to continue to review their own personal development. We go to seminars, we go to meetings, we go to things, we go.
You've got to go.
We have to, yeah, we have.
Is that compulsory here, Marty?
Encouraged to go, yeah.
No, we've got
License, you have to go and renew it.
Yeah, Neil and I must go. I've been on a course with 3 weeks, so got to go 4
You
days.
enjoyed that course, didn't you? Yeah. Training philosophy, probably more what you're going to see tonight-ish. Technique, you know, it's all about technique, especially younger age groups, 9 to 12, then it gets a bit more, you know, tactical-ish if we can. High tempo, our game's fast, simple as that, just cold, we've got to run around a bit. Loads of touches, you're going to see the sessions you're going to see tonight, which hopefully we'll try and get as much as we can. Then we know we're here because we're football people, we're going to try and do as much as we can on the pitch for you. There's going to be loads of touches for the individual kids, we try and get them to touch the ball as much as we can. Theme coaching, so tonight's going to be about movement. Our theme tonight is movement. Yeah, individual movement and team movement and movement off the ball. We'll see how that works. Repetition again, so we'll repeat the session. The kids have done the same session more or less warm-up wise the last 2 nights, haven't they? And it's clear to say hopefully tonight will be the best they've been at it. Because they know, you know, we do it and we do this at home anyway. It's not just done it because you guys will come in. We do it anyway. Both feet.